he told me his story. He told me about his story. No, I'm talking about what the story said. It said
I'm not really sure why, but I watched and rewatched that deadlift video a bunch of times yesterday, and for some reason it looked a lot slower than when I just rewatched it just now. It doesn't change what I wanted to talk about because this video was already just going to be mainly about form anyway, but I do want to add one thing. Um, Seeing how easy that was, I'm pretty sure I could have gotten a third rep, maybe even a fourth, which would be a PR. But getting into the topic for today, the first thing I noticed once I clicked on the video is that as soon as I started pulling, it was like my body was unraveling. And I don't really think it was a form issue. My form on the day definitely wasn't that good, which is something I am going to talk about a little bit later. But the way that my body just kind of let the bar pull me, it was really just a posterior chain issue. So back and hamstrings is definitely going to be a very big focus, probably the biggest focus except for just increasing volume and hypertrophy on bench. As you can see in these videos, I did change out my RDLs for stiff leg deadlifts just because I kind of felt like my RDLs weren't really doing anything, and I think that doing beltless stiff leg deadlifts would help me with my back a little bit more, which I think uh, is more of a problem than my hamstrings are. It was pretty light, so on the ascent I didn't really feel anything, but going down I really tried to keep my hamstrings tight, and then just just having the bar in my hands kind of activated my back, so I didn't really have to think about that much. But trying to think that I was kind of trying to pull my knees back a little bit with my hamstrings as I was lowering the bar gave me a really good stimulus in them. And I'm definitely going to keep straight leg deadlifts, stiff leg deadlifts in my program. And it's probably going to be the main accessory that I do right after I get my top set and back downs. Because another thing that I noticed is that the form days for deadlifts are it's really just bullshit work because every time I go in, the way that honestly I don't really know, but every time I feel like I've progressed on deadlifts, it's because I was doing it with a super light form day exercise, and they need to be light. It's not that the weight is the problem. It's just that the volume requires the weight to be low, and the way that my primary days are set up requires the days to have a lot of volume because I don't do back downs and I need to get the volume on that secondary day. So really I'm just going to be adding in back downs for form on that primary day because I have noticed that after my top sets, even if it's really good, I feel a little bit bittersweet because I never perform the way I'm supposed to technique wise on those days. Even if the weight's super easy, my form is always trash and it looks terrible. And I think that having those back down sets would help me kind of try to re or help me try to fix the problem so that I would still have form work on that day. And I think that would help me progress a little bit. Plus, since I would already be fatigued, since the back down sets are obviously going to be light, but since I'm pre-fatigued, it's going to feel heavier than it actually is. So I think that'll help the problem I have with wedging on smaller weights. I also think that I need to be a little bit more technical when I go to set up because I am pretty meticulous with my setup. Everything is very controlled and everything I do is on purpose, but I think I do want to have a more scientific approach to it. Basically just I want to I want to know exactly what I'm doing. So when I go down, I know that I'm pulling slack out of the bar by tightening my lats and driving my hips into the bar. And even before I go down, I wanna be thinking that I'm hinging so that I activate my quads, my lower back, and my entire posterior chain. Basically, I just want to be a little bit more thoughtful with the setup. But that's pretty much it for today. Also, I am not going to be adding in the back downs until next block. I forgot to say that earlier in the video. And I'll see you next time.